But I'm all alone again. Dreaming on some distant land. Find it out, oh, my consciousness. And I'm on my home. Oh, yeah. Sometimes carry on, drift onto the snow. I'm losing all my fight, it's over. Never know the way through the door. A friend that I've lost, another. Carry on, drift onto the snow. I'm losing all my fight, it's over. Never know the way through the door. A friend that I've lost, another. Soldier, carry on, drift onto the snow. I'm losing all my fight, it's over. Never know the way through the door. A friend that I've lost, another. Carry on, drift onto the snow. I'm losing all my fight, it's over. Never know the way through the door. A friend that I've lost, another.
Hello, it's nice to see you again. Did you miss me? We're meant to be friends, but it feels like a century in my head. If I say something that comes out all wrong, please forgive me for feeling this strong, but it feels just like angels in my head. But darling, the truth is, in darkness I'm ruthless. I wanna scream your name
It's better for me, better for me, better for you, better for you. If we just do what we came to separately, separately. It's better for me, better for me. Definitely, oh, I'm sorry, but
Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. This is the semi-finals of the Open Qualifiers, so that we know who is actually going to be the fourth team to compete at a chance at playing in Kiev, actually. So, no Kiev Major this time. We're going to have a Kiev Minor. I'm a D2bowie. Nice meeting you all, and hopefully we have a fair and good match. Hopefully we can go to a 3-game series here. I have no idea how these teams actually fare. I mean, honestly, I think they are both pretty good, but oh, quick, I guess, trivia. I did coach SG for like 2 weeks. They were, I mean, this new SG is actually a pretty interesting new initiative from SG. They found 5 new players that never played for big teams, that never, I mean, they had no name, right? Usually, at least in our South American region, especially in Brazil, they keep on recycling the same new players every single time. And SG, they're like, nope, we're gonna find a set of 5 fresh boys and we're gonna tailor them to become, you know, a better team. And here they are. They are the semifinals for the minor, and hopefully they can qualify. You know, I did meet most of them, and they're pretty cool guys. And on the side of Motoca, we do have a lot of these relatively known Brazilian players. Ryer, he's a big streamer. You probably heard of him. Arms, I'm not sure if he streams, but he did play for Pain during WESG, and they got like 3rd place. So a lot of people actually heard about him. Mordog, he played in a lot of different teams. And obviously we have RZS as well as Dunyan on the side of Motoca. Alright. What do you think about the about Hado Piccolo? Well, I mean, they didn't win. So I did not watch the game that they lost. I was casting, but I mean, all the luck for them. There's still gonna be more majors and minors. It is probably a little soul-crushing to not qualify, but at the end of the day, that's the life of a Dota player. And that is also a problem that arises when you keep on changing, you know, players all the time. Obviously, if you don't have the right set of 5 players, and if these 5 players are not all trying to, you know, be their better selves, it's not like just staying as a 5 team for 2 years is gonna do anything if you're not trying hard enough and if you're not good enough. So, you know, I'm not saying that the fact that teams swap players is wrong. You're just, it's just really complicated. But yeah, speaking about the draft here, we have a Tusk OD on the side of Motoca. Pretty early OD pick. You don't usually, I mean, we did see it a lot in 720, but not a lot of first phases OD. But Motoca looks like they're pretty confident. I do like the Tusk pick to follow up that OD because OD overall is a hero that is very hard to get ganked because he has that Astro ability to usually just disengage. But Tusk is a hero that makes that very hard because the shard block, even if you actually Astro the Tusk, the shard range is way bigger, right? So he's gonna block you either way, and you're most likely not getting out. On the side of SG, we do see the Grimstroke Juggernaut, pretty standard combination here, works really well. That Blade Fury with the Inkswell can do a lot of damage. And now, for the side of Motoca, I'm actually surprised they're the ones taking the Pugna. Actually, I'm not surprised. SG, they do have first pick in the next phase. And first of all, SG, they don't have a lot of push, so Pugna would give them that and a counter to that Outworld Devourer. It's just that, you know, picking the Pugna for Motoca could actually be pretty good because they are against that Juggernaut. Having the Decrepify is quite nice. But first of all, they already have a mid-hero, so they would be forced to play the hero in the off-lane. And second of all, SG, they can't snatch that hero since they have the priority picks here in the next phase. What's up, Known Cheater, and Dragons, and Vinrock, and XXK, and everyone else. If you are on YouTube right now, for some reason, Restream is not showing YouTube comments. So, if you want to get your voice heard, make sure to drop by the Twitch stream. If you can't, or if you don't want to, it's fine. You're still gonna be able to hear me, but I can actually see what you guys are talking about. I apologize, but Restream is, you know, the service actually worked pretty well before, but nowadays I feel like it's been a little shaky. Anyways, going back to the draft, looks like they take the CK out. We did saw a lot of that off-lane CK, and since SG are lacking a support, it could be pretty easy for them to snatch the Chen as their 3rd pick and then follow it up with a CK later on to the draft. but that's not gonna happen. Now on the side of SG, they did take the Darkseer out. Pretty good combination with the Tusk. You have that gap close with the Snowball, and the Iron Shell tag team is pretty much always a sure kill. Juggernaut, one of the few exceptions, but the supports will definitely struggle against that lane, so pretty decent man, I would say. And now it's time for SG to decide what the hell I want to take out here. I mean, why not take Beastmaster, right? That OD is most likely going to be in the middle. I mean, there is like this one Brazilian player. He's actually very, very talented, and he runs offlane OD. That's the only reason I'm saying it. I know now for someone that doesn't know the South American scene, you're like, offlane OD, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, he does make it work. My point is, Beastmaster could be an option. They actually take the Anti-Mage out, huh? Anti-Mage usually a hero that fares very well against the Juggernaut. It is not a good core matchup for that Juggernaut, but at the same time, not necessarily a hero I would say it's strong against SG. Does Soulbind plus Omni give you double Omni? No, it does not. Yeah, like spell that spell works very weirdly. There's a lot of exceptions on how it works. Juggernaut is one of them. Now for the picks here, they're like, you know, support. I'm not sure we're gonna see a Chen. At least when I coached SG, they were never playing the Chen, but the patch, I mean, the game definitely changed. I remember I was coaching them at around pretty much during Christmas, and you know it's been almost 2 months already. They are going to go with the Brewmaster, huh? Decent versus OD. Having the ability to just lift the OD and ignore him is nice, because if he can stay alive during the fights, he can always get a lot of damage done. He also has some evasion, so he deals relatively well versus the OD. The move speed of Drunken Brawler also usually allows you to disengage from the tag team, or at least take less damage, which is quite nice to have. Lich on the Radiant side. I mean, Lich is not bad. I think it's maybe a little passive, and they already have the Brewmaster to deal with it. But, I mean, it could be possible. I think Lich for SG is also pretty good. You know, having that double Chain Frost is nice. The Shoot Frost versus Tag Team really helps, because after all, every single proc of Tag Team is physical damage. So, having that would be pretty dope. But, I don't know. Gonna have to wait and see what they have. I mean, that Brewmaster could actually be a support. We did saw a couple of teams running the support 5 Brewmaster, or even support 4. I think you can play like if you're against a hero that has like something very important that you want to dispel, having the Brewmaster as a 5 only for the dispel is okay. But if you want to run that Brewmaster as more of an aggressive hero, you're not necessarily using the dispel or any of the other abilities from the Primal Split, you can just play him as a 4 and get a Blink Dagger. Motoca, we were talking about their lack of push, so I really like the fact that they pick up that Shadow Shaman here. It is a lot of control against both the Juggernaut and the Brewmaster, since it is instant cast point. Once the Shadow Shaman has Blink Dagger, the Juggernaut and the Brewmaster actually might struggle, since they both have that get out of jail card on their ultimates and Blade Fury from the Juggernaut. Now SG. 5 seconds remaining. I'm sorry if you can pick up some sound. I'm eating a grape. SG. I guess I'm gonna bet that this is support. I don't think SG they are that inventive. I'm not saying that as like, I'm not trying to like flame them or anything. I just think they have this very clear-cut idea on how they play, and they don't necessarily like to like play around and experiment around that much, at least from what I seen them play. So yeah, I wouldn't mind the Lich right here. I think Oracle good here. I guess Rubik actually could be pretty good, right? You can steal Astral, you can steal the Serpent Wards. They are, oh yeah, the Lich and the Rubik were the options we're talking about. So 1 point for Bowie here, and now Motoca. They are lacking an offlaner. Shadow Shaman could be offlane, but usually the South American teams, they do step away from this like super inventive, you know, like, I don't know, offlane Dazzle or offlane Shadow Shaman. I don't expect Motoca to run that here as an offlaner. So speaking of offlaners that are available, Magnus, Nature's Prophet, and Darkseer, and CK and Pugna are out, as well as Tiny. So I guess Beastmaster could be an option. What else is up here? Beastmaster. I guess Tidehunter is up, but not necessarily a good Tidehunter game. Night Stalker would be pretty good, but they pick their carry first. Oh, that is very out of the ordinary. And they're also picking a throw against the Drunken Haze, against the Frost Shield. Not necessarily a hero I would have predicted, but, you know, that's their plan. Maybe they really like running throw. Maybe they have some sort of... I mean, that definitely increases their push, which means they need less fights to, you know, start taking Roshans and start taking the game. And having a hero that cannot die and that deals a lot of damage works nicely with the old World Devourer, because he will have more time to get those arcane stacks and then commit the hammer. Also, Throw and Tusk, a very strong combination. They're gonna take the Doom out here. Interesting. And now, I mean, they are like in an offlaner, but it's also here that you see paired up with Grimstroke quite a bit. But they already have the offlaner on the Brewmaster, and now they are liking a mid hero on the side of SG. They already know. I mean, at least we are assuming that this is not an offlane OD, so they already know OD is going to be their mid matchup, and the Pugna was removed. So there's not a lot of great matchups versus the OD. What will you pick here? So SG, they are liking a lot of push here. I'm a little worried. Oh, and they take the Invoker out finally. I think, oh, this draft from Motoca is actually looking pretty good, because I think SG, they like push, and I'm not sure there's any mid heroes that would lane well versus OD that offer push. Maybe Death Prophet, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure they would run that hero. Huh.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right. Now Motoca. They're gonna go with the Slaughter. Nice. I think this can definitely help mitigate the Frost Shield a little bit. I mean, their Roche potential is out of control. Their burst potential is also out of control. If the Tusk and the Slaughter, once the Slaughter is level 6, smoke, I think they can kill pretty much anyone as long as they can control the Brewmaster so that he doesn't Primal Split. Like, everyone is literally dead. Maybe the Juggernaut can survive because he can dispel the Corrosive Haze, but that's about it. And now SG Esports, what is the mid hero? I think they really need push. They could go DK or DP, but they're gonna go Razor. I mean, I guess you can try and go for the Aghanim Sap build. That's not necessarily what you want to do when you play Razor, but this is going to be a mini Razor. Lucy playing the Lich, Golem the Juggernaut, Ryer playing the Outworld Devourer. This is going to be Arms on the Troll, Murdoch on the Slider, RZS Shadow Shaman, and Duingyao on Tusk. Guys, I'm your caster, Bowie, and this is the first game of the series here. Whoever wins this game will play the winner of G-Pride and another team that I don't remember the name. And the winner of that goes to the close qualifiers for the Kiev Minor or the Star Ladder Imba Minor. Well, pretty excited here. What do you guys think about the drafts? Do you have any favorites here? Type 1 if you guys are SG fans. Type 2 if you guys want Motoca to win. I guess SG, you know, they're a big brand, but with these players, I mean, considering they are relatively new with no big accomplishments, I think maybe we don't have that many SG fans, but I think they are a team to, I think with time, these guys could be very big. They are all very, very high ranked, and they are all willing to learn and to play. On the side of Motoca, though, we have sort of the opposite, right? We have these big names that are just struggling to find that one tournament that could actually, you know, not only give them money, which, you know, if you're playing Dota from Brazil, I can guarantee you all of these players will like to get some extra money because, you know, gaming in general is pretty hard. So whoever wins this will have a higher chance of actually qualifying for the Kiev Minor, which is insane. Not only that, whoever wins the minor can go to the major. So it's just a pretty big bet that both teams are taking here. If we're talking about the draft, I would say I like Motoca's draft a little more. It just seems easier to execute. You have a lot of push and you have a lot of Roshan. You already have all your bases taken. On the side of SG, they're going to have to somehow in their lanes, they need that Razor to do that pretty well. And, you know, we were talking about you had to choose between push or having a good matchup versus the OD, and they did choose the matchup. So now they have to win that lane hard, or else I think SG will struggle a lot in actually taking towers and, you know, doing anything. Looks like we do have a pause since this is a South American qualifier. But, I mean, hopefully it's not going to take too long. We do... at least it looks like this pause thing got better a little bit. Oh, we actually have 2 DC players. Yikes. Razor eggs with refresher and refresher shard. Yeah. And now we actually have that talent, right? The Razor, he has a Eye of the Storm strike interval talent. Not only that, I think that the Item Scepter build in general is starting to be a little bit more popular with this Razor, just because he feels a little stronger. Like, it felt, at least a while before, that Razor needed so many items, right? You would need mobility, you would need a BKB, because Razor is a hero that wants to fight. At the same time, you're this hero that doesn't farm at all, and if your fights went badly, then you just felt useless. Right now, this new Razor can farm way faster, so you can actually get away with an item like Aghanim Scepter that doesn't let you farm, that doesn't necessarily let you win fights easier, although, you know, the skill is definitely pretty good at winning fights. And you can still have an impact. So, let's see what SG is going to go for. I'm not saying they have to go for the Aghanim Scepter, just saying that looking at their draft and their lack of push, I do fear for that a little bit. They do have some answers against the push from Motoca with this Lich, but, you know, the Lich needs to be alive, and Frost Shield used to be, like, you could spam that on everyone and 2 towers. Now, you only can cast it once, and like, the uptime is not as big as it used to be. So Motoca can still just get away with murder, take a lot of towers if SG loses the Lich or if they lose too many fights. But yeah, game is about to start here, and hopefully you guys are excited, as excited as I am. I think overall, you know, if you are Brazilian and you're watching this, this is the only Brazilian hope for the minor, right? Because the other 2 teams are all Peruvian, which means it's a little sad to watch this, because a Brazilian team is going away regardless of what happens. But whoever wins here might have a shot, so that's all we can count upon. Looks like SG, they do start with a smoke. Brewmaster is already running top, and if the lanes stay as they are right now, we, as always, will have that solo offlane versus offlane in a weird lane, a try versus try in another one. And I think we have to talk, we already talked about the mid matchup being favorable for SG, but what about the tri lane here? Who wins this tri lane? Well, for now, it looks like most of Motoca are in this bottom side of the map, but SG, they do go pretty aggressive here, and both supports actually showing, but just the supports, they have to be careful. There is no core. I'm not sure if this is an attempt of a bait. They do, like, whoever gets near the Juggernaut might just die, right? You have Frost Shield plus Inkswell. The Frost Shield will make sure the Inkswell procs, and then the Blade Fury will kill anyone. And I think this might be, like, here's what happens. SG, they have the upper hand as long as they get their combo right. If the Frost Shield gets committed, and they don't find the slow and the follow-up, then all their cooldowns are huge, right? This is a 30-second cooldown on the Inkswell. This is a 30-second cooldown on the Frost Shield. So you just, if you miss that combo, then your tri-lane advantage completely fades away, and Golem will not be able to farm at all. But if they do get it, then I think they can kill anyone. There's not a lot of saves here. The Shackles or the Hex are not going to stop a Blade Fury Juggernaut. Maybe a good shard play could actually stop the Juggernaut, but that's about it. They will need Arms to be very careful when he goes to farm. He couldn't, you know, he can try and use that range farm, but then he only has 50 base damage, which is not that much. Now let's check the last hits and denies here, and here we are. This is our first game of the day, at least for me, since I had some problems setting my PC up, but now we're good to go, and we're gonna be casting the open qualifiers as well as everything else. So yeah, this tri lane here already set up. Let's see. I mean, I'm gonna be watching this because I don't expect, maybe top could have first blood. You know, Slaughter is deceptively strong, and I think Slaughter actually has the advantage here. And in a way, that lane is a charade because it can go either way, much like this tri lane. So SG, they have some outplay potential on both on 2 lanes, as well as Motoca. Whoever gets that advantage is going to set up nicely here for the mid game. A lot of damage already being committed. The Eater Shock was chosen by Shadow Shaman. A lot of damage. You know, a lot of people, they're like, nah, I'm gonna get Shackles, but it's only a 60 damage for 140 mana. Whereas this kill, 95 mana and 140 damage is like way better as a harassing too, especially when you don't have the follow-up. Troll, not necessarily a hero that can dish a lot of damage during that Shackle duration. Our boy Sexy Fat here. A 5 and 2 versus the 8 and 1 from Murdoch, but there is some creeps here, so he's probably gonna be pretty much the same farm. Oh, looks like Golem. Oh, this is exactly what we don't want to see. They committed the Frost Shield and the Blade Fury, and yet he doesn't use it aggressively, which means that now for like 30 seconds, SG is completely out of any tools to win this lane. This is not a good start, I would say. I think that, you know, being able to get that first blood, you get, like, this is one of the strongest combos you can have. Okay, they did save the Inkswell, and now they get Frost Shield again, huh? Alright, was not expecting this. Unfortunately, they don't have that Blade Fury cooldown to get a kill, so in a way, I think that was a mistake. They did commit the Inkswell, but without the Blade Fury, what is the point? Well, they do find first blood, so forget about the mistake part. They got level 2 there, so they knew they could actually get that kill with the Frost Blast. They're gonna TP another hero. They're gonna TP the Shadow Shaman back to the top lane, and a good start by SG. In the top lane, still relatively even here, 11 and 3 and 9 and 3 between these Larder and alright. Once again, they were trying to use that shards. I'm not really sure if the Frost Shield usage here really makes much sense, but at the end of the day, he does drop some branches, uses his tick, and he is relatively healthy once again. Doesn't have a salve. Any of the supports have salves here? No, they don't. Only Tangos. Already boots on the Lich, so that's pretty good for him. He can actually get that Frost Shield onto him and just chase people down. And Inkswell actually gives you move speed, so this Lich is now set up to find some kills. If they get boots on the Juggernaut, this is also going to be pretty good, but he still needs about 1 range creep to get that done. In the middle lane, we can see the Razor having the advantage, as we already talked about. You know, Razor for a long time. Oh, actually, Ryer committing the Astro on the range creep there. It looks like Mini is not going to find a kill, but okay, actually do lose first this kill in the bottom lane. They do trade the Tusk for a Grimstroke overall. Pretty even trade. In terms of CS, the Troll and the Jugger also farming relatively even, but this is actually more even than I expected. Let's check the win probability here. Oh, looks like our boy Gaben is giving SG a 75% chance of winning. Wow, that's actually way higher than I expected, considering this is such an this is so early. 4 minutes, no apparent gold advantage for SG. No, nothing actually. The CS is pretty even. Well, it looks like Gaben believes in SG. All right, Ryer already going for some new talismans here. You know, after some of those nerfs, I would expect... I think you still get 2 new talismans on this hero. Looks like Murdoch gets a bash. Already going for that bash of the dip build. One of the more... Especially against melee heroes, that build can be super strong. The supports here from Motoca trying to camp the tree area. Our boy Golem just farming, so... Yeah, having a pretty good advantage here farming this large camp, but this also means his CS is a little deceptive because, you know, he has 21, but most of them are small creeps. So they will get the Inkswell right here with the Frost Shield. The Silas cancels the Shackles, the Blade Fury is here, and with that stun, Jesus. Oh, nice Noble actually buys time protecting everyone. Can they actually do this? The tag team onto the Juggernaut. They try to get the oh no, the Shadow Shaman will disengage. The Stroke of Fate finds 1 kill, but that's way too little when you're gonna lose your entire Trianon for Motoca here. Oh no. Oh, man. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. The Troll will cut that tree, and that's an easy kill. Nice Ring Crush right there. Looks like this Lord will get level 6 slightly before the Brewmaster, but I don't think that really gives him any kill potential. The Corrosive Haze is nice, but Brewmaster's pretty tanky anyways. Alright. The bottom lane, we do see that the Tusk might be dead here. Does he have Snowball? He will try and use it towards those small camps, but this is not going to save you. Maybe he gets one CS. No. The Juggernaut gets... Oh, he tried to use the shards towards the high ground. Maybe he can actually live. Nah, he only has 300 move speed, whereas the Juggernaut has 351. Nice kill there by our boy Golem. Stroke of Fate being committed here onto arms. Alright. Can you show their ranks? I mean, they're pretty high. Like, I think SG, with the exception of Lucy, is like all rank 300 or less. For Motoca, I am not entirely sure. I do know Ryer is like very high. They will get again that... Okay, the Snowball. That is the one tool that Motoca has to actually disengage from that combo, and I really like that they save the Inkswell here. It gives them a chance to actually follow up once the Snowball gets used, but they do not get the kill. Stroke of Fate puts the Tusk at a very low HP, but he will be able to walk it off since he has some stick charges as well. Alright, in the top lane, looks like... Sexy Fat did get level 6. Now he has that ability to rotate with the Primal Split if necessary. But for now, he wants to defend the tower against the catapult. Alright, so Gaben, do you think... Okay, he thinks now the game is a little better for Motoca, but not that much. Actually, almost a 70% chance that SG is going to take this one. Haste rune onto the troll. Let's see if he can find a kill here. I don't think so. Oh, okay. He's going to commit one boop, but that's about it. Oh, the siege creep. They are pinging it. They really want the siege creep. Oh, there you go. 80 gold for Golem. That is a pretty good price for him. The range creep, once again, he gets pinged out. Oh, really like SG, they are playing, you know, they are pinging those important creeps, the siege and the range one specifically. Looks like they're gonna try and get that frost shoot here, but with arms being dead for a while, they don't want to commit that hard, and Golem keeps on farming here. Can he get his range creep denied? Nope, the troll is ready there with those axes, and you gotta be, or else you're gonna lose your lane. And yeah, overall, this game, I mean, we did have 8 kills in 8 minutes. That's a regular rate. Okay, I'm gonna get the Astro here with that equilibrium. Give me my mana back, but now Mini responds with the static link. 57 base damage still. Oh my god, as I babble. Looks like not only Grimstroke dies, they will find a kill onto the troll. This is a super available one, but with the Hack Snowball, they will punish Golem. Maybe not. He actually eats his way through the trees, and Golem God will be able to disengage. He did lose his healing orb, but it doesn't matter. Oh no, Ryer, he is here. He tries to commit that Astro. The Golem is actually pretty fast. Oh, there you go. That's a kill. There's no way. I felt like he might be forced to get the hammer there, but he will be able to find the kill. Very nice rotation by Ryer. The Tranquil Boots definitely allowing him to be slightly faster than the Juggernaut and get the kill. Sexy Fat actually pretty low here. He needs to be careful. This is a bash here. If he gets this bash, Sexy Fat could be in huge trouble. This really critical. Oh my god. That's so much damage and slaughter. I mean, he could have committed that oh, the Primal Split is on cooldown, huh? So he committed a Primal Split and still he died. That feels like a pretty big mistake by Sexy Fat there. They're gonna commit the Astro onto the Razor once again, but doesn't matter. No rotation. It looks like there's a rotation from the Grimstroke. And you know, OD always needs to be careful with your Astro downtime, but he actually has 4 levels in Astro here. They will commit the Inkswell. It's not going to explode since he is... Oh, actually, it does explode, huh? Didn't know that. Now they keep on fighting the Frost Shield here. Nice shards actually protecting everyone. They do get the Sinister Gaze onto the Tusk. Can they find the last boop? They are looking for it. Mini with the Plasma Field, maybe? Can Dunyan get the deny? No, he's not going to be able to get it. Astro holding the Razor in place. It looks like they do place a ward here, giving SG a very good shot at this fight, but Motoca will not commit for it. As that happens, looks like the Juggernaut is jungling, and the where the hell is the Brewmaster? Brewmaster stopped. It's actually the Slaughter that rotated. He went back to his fountain. Looks like he's going for... Is this Phase Boots? I think this is going to be Phase Boots. I'm not entirely sure, but everyone is going Phase Boots, and it's a great item on Slaughter. You know, that attack speed. As a Slaughter right now, you can actually permabash people. And oh, hello. Oh, right on time. Ryer, his rotations are on point. He's always at the right time, in the right place. The hammer gonna get committed here. Can he get the Primal Split off? No, he can't, because it is on cooldown. One miss, but the Ryer right-click finds that kill. Very nicely done. At the same time, it looks like they're trying to battle arms here. The Blade Fury gets committed. The Stroke of Fate gets held by Ma, but Golem not level 6, so he cannot actually get the Omnislash onto that throw. And even if he did, battle chances of it. Top lane. Our Slaughter here still farming. Already has 900 go towards the... I mean, we are assuming he's going Midas. I am assuming, not you guys. Smoke rotation from Motoca. They're not entirely sure if they're going bottom or top, but since the Tusk did attack that ward, I'm pretty sure SG is aware of their whereabouts, or maybe they're not. The little Shadow Shaman here. Okay, the smoke's gonna break. Sexy Fat has that Primal Split. He's trying to get close to the throw. He's gonna pop that Battle Trance, which means he's not going to die for a couple of seconds. Snowball towards the Grimstroke. They're gonna lift the throw, and this means his Battle Trance duration is going to be over. Can they get the Inkswell onto the Tusk? Yes, they can. Can they find a kill on 2 arms? It looks like with the Sinister Gaze and all of that damage, they will. Rotation from OD, but this might prove to be a problem for Ryer here. The Shadow Shaman still holding on. Omnislash onto Ryer. Is it enough damage? It looks like it will. This is a triple kill for Golem. Just amazing performance in this bottom lane, and now they keep on pushing. Look at that SG with a great start in this game 1. The top lane though, Slaughter was able to not only find the tower, but he maintains the catapult alive, which means this tower will take a lot of damage unless SG rotates back. As we said, they do not push well, and this is why a solo Slaughter can actually... Oh, middle lane, it looks like he will get the snowball with the shards as well as Water Sponge. Our boy Mini here might be dead, and indeed he is. Very good rotation from Motoca. Getting that hero, and they might be able to actually get a couple of right clicks in this tower here. It is almost a full HP tower. The Slaughter did go for the Midas, and it looks like the Brewmaster is going for Facebook. So we saw a lot of Brewmasters going Midas, but it looks like that's not SG's plan, at least for now. Frost Shield is going to be committed here, and Arms just runs away. Alright. Oh, once again, every time Grimstroke dies, I actually miss his skill. I feel like I did not saw Grimstroke die once. Razor, he did go for the drums. I was expecting an early 4-staff because, well, the shards are super annoying versus a hero like Razor. But with the tag team being an ability that more people are maxing, he feels like he can actually tank the duration of the Arrow shards. Oh, Hex. Onto Sexy Fat, he commits that Drunken Haze. At the same time, they cancel the Shackles because Mini DTP to that middle lane. Oh, but they're trying to set up here. Oh. They will find Sexy Fat. The snowball towards him. Where is that? Oh my lord, that is a War's Punch. That was a lot of damage because of the Corrosive Haze. And yikes, he just gonna fall here. And suddenly what felt like a great game for SG is now at 3,000 gold for Motoca. And I think Gaben might be changing his mind about this game already. We see that the win probability swapped up for Motoca. Looks like Arms is going for that Vlad's. The OD also ended up going for a Midas, and he's going for a step. The Troll, we already talked about him. Midas on the Slaughter. He could go, I think he's gonna go Blink Dagger now. Usually you saw some Slaughters going Vlad's, but they're already going to have a Vlad, so probably Blink Dagger. Tusk going for an Urn, looks like, and I saw a smoke gank from SG. They really want to start getting some kills here. If they can find Ryer, this could be a pretty good play. Hello, they're gonna find 3 heroes here with the Silence. There's absolutely no way. Oh, they even denied the Phantom Embrace. Oh boy, SG with the bad manner there. Or, I mean, just great plays overall. We do deny that goal. They're gonna get the snowball on to Lucy. The Warriors punches here, this time without the Corrosive Haze, but even then he has enough damage. The double bracer is giving a lot of damage here to that Tusk. In the middle lane, looks like Corrosive Haze gets committed, but the Slaughter is just zoning them out. Alright. Shadow Shaman has a smoke ink and a couple of wards. Looks like he's looking for some vision here on the side of SG. There is one ward actually scouting their movements. The Tusk is under vision. It looks like he's already TPing to the middle lane. Can they actually find the skill onto Sexy Fat? He's trying to commit that Drunken Brawler, and for now he's going to be successful. The move speed is way too much, and even if the TP from the Tusk, they were slightly too late. The Shadow Shaman here under the vision of this ward, just dancing around here, showing that he has 2 wards. So I think SG will be aware of what they're doing. Oh no, they're gonna find our Lich here. The Shackles with the Eater Shock. Can they follow fast enough? Yes, they can. Chain Frost is actually going to be good, but with 3 heroes, I don't think they actually have enough burst damage, especially because those 2 of those heroes are very bulky, as they are strength heroes. So yeah, still a 3,000 gold lead for Motoca. Not a massive lead, but definitely a sizable one. And with that Midas, in the fact that they actually saved the Serpent Wars. You know, this is a very common misplay by Shadow Shamans. They will commit the Shaman Wars to get kills, and that was a support, so that was not going to be a good kill. Looks like with the Primal Split, SG will try and follow up. Slaughter is going to get lifted up, and a lot of damage being sapped. I think this might just be a kill. Slither and Crush holding him in place, but the Panda will be able to get that stun, and Murdoch will be farmed, and it's actually the Brewmaster that finds that kill. He gets revenge from that kill in the top lane, but the tower did fail, and we talked about the push that comes from Motoca. You know, they can give kills if they keep on fighting towers. Eventually, they're going to find the Ancient. SG, though, they're going to have to get a lot of kills to even touch some towers with the Silence, as well as the Inkswell and Blade Fury. Stroke of Fate, Jesus, that's so much damage. And they do find that kill, the 4th point in Stroke of Fate, making sure that Ma can find that kill. We do see the link being committed here, but it looks like they're not going to find another one. Overall, the gold adventure keeps on steady 3,000 gold. They're going to get the Silence here, which stops the Shackles. Shadow Shaman taking a lot of damage with the Blade Fury. Healing Ward will be taken out. At the same time, though, Arms commits the access. Golden Meat forced to disengage. They do have Mini here. Okay, that's a TP from the Slaughter, and they do ping it out. It looks like they want to disengage after this, but with that Catapult, it would be so good for them to find a tower. But it looks... Oh, nice blink there to build here onto the Razor. They're going to commit the Soulbind on both of those heroes. Plasma Field zoning them out. The Catapult put still alive. Can they get a deny? Oh, they're gonna Midas the tower and they will get the deny. Oh boy, Motoca. Every time it looks like they just find slightly better plays in SG. I mean, their laning stage was pretty good, and that triple kill from the Juggernaut bottom was also pretty good, but this mid game, and this is another advantage that their draft have, they can just fight, and if they don't lose many heroes, they can just join the Roshan Pit. Now with the Corrosive Haze, this is going to be even faster. I'm not even sure SG is aware of this, but they will send one hero. They're going to get the Stroke of Fate out, and they get a glimpse of Roshan's HP here, but with this charge blocking them, and with only 2 heroes, there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to contest this Roshan, and the Troll finds himself the Aegis. Alright. We do see Arms now going towards the top lane here. Looks like Basher is going to be his next item of choice, with Yasha already being picked up. Sometimes you do see that Manta being completed before any other items, but do they have much to dispel here? I don't think so. You can tank the Omnislash a little bit more, but that's about it. Win probability, still relatively even, you know, 56% is not that much, but SG, they were, at least for Gaben, they were doing pretty well, but not as much. Still doing pretty good, but, you know, you never want to throw any inch of your advantage. After all, this is that minor qualifier. Whoever loses this is out of the minor qualifiers, and it's going to take a while for new open qualifiers to start. Looks like Troll looking for that Brewmaster. Oh, he knows exactly where Sexy Fat is, and now they are both forced to run out. The clap gets committed, and he's just gonna eat a tree and disengage. Looks like Lucy was nearby. So, oh yeah, Lucy was nearby, and because of this war, they didn't want to engage. All right, I do need a cup of energy drink here. Hopefully, no one's gonna die. Oh no, fight's starting to... Okay, the Snowball with the shards. Nice Frost Shield though makes Sexy Fat pretty tanky, and they will not be able to find that kill. Oh, Omnislash bottom. Can they fight ours? Yes, yes, they can. This is a mega kill streak for a Golem. Now they're trying to chase the Slaughter here, but he's pretty fast with that... Oh, nice blink out. It looks like the right-click damage from Razor was not enough. Alright. Sexy Fat gets himself a stack. He did get the Vlads, and now going for the Blink Dagger, so no Midas on this bad boy. No one on the side of SG is actually going Midas, and that kind of worries me a bit, you know? The Midas frenzy, you know, has a reason. It's not like, oh, everyone's building Midas, we're building Midas. Midas is actually a legit good item. And, you know, they have 2 Midases there. SG, they cannot push, they cannot force fights, which means not only Motoca has the advantage in terms of push, now they're gonna have the advantages in terms of levels and experience. And I guess the spike in gold that we saw was actually due to the Midas. I knew they had Midases, I just didn't connect the dots. SG, they are grouping up here. Looks like this is a Smoke Ink with everyone but the Juggernaut showing. He's already level 13 here, looking pretty hot. Let's see if Motoca has any intentions of approaching him. Looks like they don't. They are already running for the runes here, and oh man, this is not looking like a good smoke. SG, they know they're going for the bounty runes. They cannot force this tower. Like, there's no punishment for Motoca running bottom and getting the runes there, even though SG committed a smoke. Like, so many resources being spent. And SG, what are they getting out of this? They're getting like half of a tier 2 tower. Looks like there's an Invis even on the Tusk. This is not gonna look good. He's gonna get the vision of every single support, and RZS is gonna move forward, the tag team with the shards, blocking everyone in. The Primal Split gets committed, but it doesn't matter. They already lost their Lich. The Snowball towards the high ground will allow the Tusk to disengage, at least for now. Sexy Fat will find the Tusk, and they lift him out. It looks like they will. No chance to commit the Static Link, but still, they are drawing this fight out. I think with the TPs, look at those massive TPs. SG, you have to get out of here after you get this kill. They will find one. They're gonna drop the wards. Golem's gonna be stuck inside of them. So Biden gets committed onto 2 of the silence. Can they actually keep chasing? They're gonna pop the battle trance. Man needs to disengage. Hammer, it's actually on 2, but Mini will be able to disengage. He has drum charges in 3 seconds. He might be able to disengage. Another TP coming from the Lich. The slow is gonna be there. The Sinister is buying time. Nice use of the Chink Frost Skin. He got a lucky bounce. No, he can't. The Slaughter will be able to disengage. Barely alive. They will get one Astro here on Jiraiya. Actually, pretty weird Astro, but they find the kill on the Lich nonetheless, and they will get away with murder here. Such a... I mean, at the end of the day, SG, they did find the tower, but look at the good advantage. You can see how Motoca slowly but surely are increasing this advantage, and there's nothing that SG can actually hope for. They don't necessarily have the better matchups in the late game. I don't think Juggernaut is that good versus Troll, and Razor is definitely not as impactful as an OD once the game, you know, draws out. Or maybe he can get a refresher shard, but that is wishful thinking, and he also needs to have an X. That being said, Mini did get a BKB, which allows him to fight a little better. On the side of SG, we do see the Aderlands now picked up onto the Grimstroke. The Mjolnir actually already been up on Golem, so pretty good item for him. Lich with the Tranko Boots, and the Brewmaster actually debuts his Blink Dagger now. So hopefully they can go for a smoke, find some kills, but they need to wait for that Primal Split cooldown. The Tusk with the Urn as well as the Double Bracer. Force Staff is going to be his next item of choice. Echo Saber action on his ladder now, so he is hoping for that Perma Bash. Eventually, BKB is going to be his next item of choice. Troll with the BKB actually in the stash, so he is Giga farmed and still has the Aegis. Oh, just as I said it, the Aegis expires. And, oh, looks like the OD might be going Blink Dagger. Oh, and look at Shadow Shaman. He's actually mega farmed. Did not opt for that Aderlands that a lot of the Shadow Shamans are rushing. He actually wants to get that Blink Dagger straight up. Alright, so since we have a little bit of a downtime here, I'm gonna chug some energy drink. Because I've been here for a while. Oh, smoking from SG though.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, no. Looks like the OD quickly disengages here. Pretty fast hero. 435 move speed thanks to that move speed talent that he has. And, yeah, overall, another smoking from SG that I find a little questionable. They're all grouped up. There's already a 7,000 gold lead. And, they smoked again towards the middle lane. And at least they were able to find one tower with the Razor in the bottom lane. He has that BKB. He's trying to hold on to it. Can they actually TP? Oh no, with the Walrus Punch being here, they're not going to be able to TP. But maybe now with the Walrus Punch being spent, Mini is still trying to disengage. Has the jump charges, actually holding on to it as he drains. What? Yikes. That is not a pause you want to see. Oh boy, that is a puppy pause. But, alright, so let's check this fight here. It looks like the Lich is in the high ground. At the same time, there was like a blink. The Serpent Ward's being committed onto Golem. He's actually stuck inside them, but the Shadow Shaman has like 74 HP. This is two fights happening at once. This is going to be hard to cast, guys. I'm going to try my best. The Go gets committed. Alright, Razor still alive, trying to disengage. They will find that kill onto Shaman Golem alive, but he has a corrosive face going with the hitting ward actually hitting everyone. Nice. Omnius Slash doing a lot of damage. Can they find this Slaughter? Yes, they can. Double kill for Golem. Can they find this Tusk? They will get one boop. And there you go. Another triple kill for Golem. 3 heroes dead on the side of Motoca. Only the Razor dead on the side of SG. So, at the end of the day, that ended up being very good for SG. They do eat some of the net worth advantage that Motoca has. The problem is, you cannot only get kills. Oh, well, they're gonna lose the Lich here. Arms deputes his BKB. First usage right there. Looks like he's going for that Sanjin Yasha. But yeah, my point is, you cannot get kills only. You need to be able to threaten objectives. I mean, if I have to defend SG though, they did get as many towers as Motoca. The only difference is that SG actually keeps 2 towers, both in the middle lane and bottom, while Motoca, they have, this tower is actually full HP, so the Brewmaster never touched this. But, you know, they rush faster, and they have those Midases, so they're gonna keep on scaling, and SG, they don't necessarily have the best matchup, so I do fear a little bit for them, but, you know, we have to believe. They will trade evenly in runes now, that's pretty good. Oh no, they actually don't. They actually lose every single bounty. Oh my lord, SG. Woo! You do need to get those. You do need to get those bounties. You know, there are a lot of gold when you're 55. I mean, see, the advantage was 7,000. They were able to take that fight, and now it's a 5,000. So even though some of the Motoca's heroes were dead for a while, the advantage is back to 7k just because they didn't pick any of those bounties. They need, and it's not like they are playing bad. It's just that their draft doesn't allow them to be as effective with their time as Motoca. You know, they can get towers faster. They can do everything a little faster. Looks like the Razor is going for an Assault Cuirass instead of that Aghanim Scepter reward Theory Crafting, but it does increase their potion, while it also gives everyone a little bit of extra armor. They already have the armor from the Vlads. And this Lich, I will actually see some sort of buckler or medallion, but for now, their supports don't really have the gold for it. They're gonna drop a ward here. And looks like Sexy Fat is just moving forward here, no fear. Oh, clap. baits the primal split.
Dire's middle tower is under
Alright, I heard an invisibility here. Looks like arms. Oh, can he snipe the courier? Can he get it? I know he won it. Oh, he gets the range farm. We'll find that one. They do ping him out, but I don't think they can actually punish him as that happens. I heard a snowball here towards our boy Lich. Can they find this skill? They're doing a lot of damage. Yeah, right. No, the Tusk actually. Oh, sorry. I felt like that was... oh, nice hacks. They're gonna buy back the Tusk. Shackles holding the Grimstroke in place. They're gonna send the OD 1 boop, 2 boops. Where's that hammer? He's holding on to it. The Soulbind will lock them in, and it looks like they're not gonna be able to get this kill, at least for now. The Chain Frost is going to bounce. A lot of damage being done. Can they get those extra bounces here? 2 heroes already dead on the side of Motoca, especially the Troll. He actually had no time to pop his BKB Tusk. They tried to buy time with the Astro here, but not only are they gonna find the kill onto Tusk, or maybe they want the Snowball is here. Can they find Tusk? They're gonna commit another buyback. I don't know about this. The hammer gets committed somehow, doing he's able to survive. This fight turns around so quickly. They're gonna get the Corrosive Haze on Juggernaut, but he has the healing ward. It doesn't matter. The bash damage is insane. So much burst damage, and with the buyback onto Tro SG, they're gonna lose 3. Not only that, Roshan is up, and it looks like Motoca, as we already talked about, they're going to use that time as best as possible, and Arms with that level 19 quickly starts ramping up the damage onto Roshan. The tag team plus Corrosive Haze. There's absolutely no way SG can contest this. And it was looking pretty good. That Tusk was so low, but the buybacks, I was like, oh man, I'm not sure about those buybacks, but it was just like... And it comes back to the Midas, right? The fact that they were 7,000 gold ahead. Make sure that that Tusk had 1 or 2 extra levels, and he can survive. Buy time for the buyback, and not only the buyback gets kills, but gets Roshan, and that is the inherent advantage of having so much push in your drive. We're gonna pause here. Looks like, once again, they ask for a second. Oh boy. So let's check everyone's items here. Looks like the Shadow Shaman did pick up the Blink Dagger. Outworld Devourer with the BKB, Hurricane Pike, and the Cheese. Midas is ready, by the way. Tro with the BKB and the Yasha. Our boy Slaughter here, rocking that Echo Saber, the true carry of this game, actually ahead of the throwing farm. And the Tusk with 1 Force Staff. SG, they have Blink and Vlad's on the Brewmaster. The Lich with not much to his name. Juggernaut with that Mjolnir Basher Yasha. Razor with the Phase Boots, going for that Assault Caress, but still needs a lot of gold for it. And yeah, it doesn't even have a courier to finish the item for him. And Grimstroke with Sight of Eyes on the way, but still needs like 3,000 gold pretty much. Oh boy. Oh boy, the goal gets called, and it looks like with that Aegis. So here's the problem. SG, they committed Primal Split in this fight, so that is a minute. Oh, now they are the ones asking for a second. Okay, go. So Primal Split is not available for a minute. They don't have Chain Frost. They don't have Omnislash. I think they can just try and force... just try and force a tower. The Frost Shield is going to be committed, but since they have so many Blink Daggers on the side of SG, this Lich needs to be careful. But it looks like they're not going to force this for now. They're going to wait for the Serpent Wards most likely. Looks like he now has that the Aether Lens as his next queued item. Alright, TP from our boy Razor back to his own side of the map. And the game is now a stalemate, at least until Motoca decides to push. In terms of improbability, it's actually way better than one would think, right? 11,000 gold lead? This is like, I don't know, with the Aegis as well as everything actually ready to go and push. I am surprised it is that low, but it is spiking up, so if we do wait a little more, we might see the real win probability here. Looks like Lotus Orb is going to be Brewmaster's next item of choice. Pretty good versus Corrosive Haze and the pesky Shadow Shaman. Alright. Mini keeps on pushing top here. Now he actually changed his mind for Shivas. I guess it's a cheaper item and the attack speed is low. Kind of works as... One thing that I actually would like to calculate, and I never did, is, you know, when Shivas is better at damage mitigation than Assault Caress, and that is a question that I make often. I think it's actually probably, like, it is better for you, but not better for your team, right? That's usually the problem. if they have a lot of AoE physical damage, you would like the Assault Cuirass a little bit more. Anyways, going back to the game here. A little slow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, a lot of TPs here. Slaughter. Oh, not only he gets the Slithering Crush, he gets the Bounty TP out from Juggernaut. Can they stop him? No, they can't. Lich. He's not here. Now the Razor trying to run away. Someone got this. Oh, where's the Bash? They don't find the Bash. Razor will be able to TP out. RZS almost finds Sexy Fat. A lot of TPs, like everyone committed TPs for a pretty long... like everything now is on cooldown for a pretty long time. Mini did get that level 18. Let's check some talents here. He did get the static link damage too. The other talent is garbage anyways. Greenstroke with the GPM talent, no surprises there. The Juggernaut with the attack speed and the Manta now done. He had a Naked Yasha and look at that. Looks like Motoca. Looking for an opening here. There is one Grimstroke sitting behind the Juggernaut, but if they can find the Blink hacks, not sure there's gonna be much to stop him. Okay, I'm gonna send the illusions here, but they would be taken out by that Astro. And even though they have the Aegis and a lot of upper hand here, Motoca, they do play pretty patient. I wonder what are they waiting for here, because after all, like the Aegis only lasts for about 1.5 minutes now. Okay, smoke from them. Looks like they're finally trying to look for that kill. And oh no, the Brewmaster shows, and he quickly shows up as a dead hero. Another sentry being committed here. I really like this ward. You know, they were expecting a push to come from Motoca, so you already placed the ward in the center here just to make sure you're gonna fight on equal grounds. Probably not that equal since you are 14,000 gold behind, but it's still a pretty decent help if you're taking that fight. Arms TP'd bottom. Alright. Golem did get level 20 here. Yeah, probably gonna get the armor. You're against so much physical damage. The only hero here that doesn't mainly deal physical damage is the Shodi. I guess OD is a pretty good mix. I think Shadow Shaman Serpent Wars deal way more damage than all his other spells, so I'm gonna consider him a physical damage hero as well. Oh, that's an Evis room. Oh, the OD. This could prove to be pretty bad because they know exactly Ryo is here and he's pretty far away from the other heroes, but they don't find the jump. They're gonna commit another smoke on the side of the SG, but it looks like Ryo, if he steps a little too further up, he might die. Oh, Razor gets revealed here. They're gonna ping it out. SG is still smoked up. Looks like the Aegis is about to respawn, so if Motoca takes this fight, you know, they could actually be surprised. The throw is not here though, so nah, now they know that the Aegis expired. I think since the fight didn't start before the Aegis expired, I think this is going to be okay for them. I mean, I do think that they have a lot of control over the game, but I also feel that they are playing slightly too passive. Maybe they're afraid of the team fight from SG, but alright, finally they commit their next smoke, and this Brewmaster wouldn't like to die right here. They're trying to camp the high ground here. Juggernaut. Oh, there you go. Nice Omni Slash. Can they find the kill onto the Shadow Shaman? No, the bounces don't bounce there, but they will find the kill with the Primal Split. Nice hammer. Deals a lot of damage. Shoot a level 20 Golem, but the Blade Fury keeping him alive. The last right click from the OD is not enough. He's being slowed down by that Soulbind, and Golem's gonna be okay. He's already TPing out. Arms trying to find the kill onto Mini, but he has that Frost Shield protecting him for a while. Can they get the stun? Yes, they can. The Astro saving the throw, but now he's gonna get stunned. Nice Noble towards Razor. Mini, can you disengage? The Warrior's Punch is not gonna be there, but they find the kill nonetheless. They now chase our boy Grimstroke here, and this is a 2-for-1. I think someone bought back in this fight. Let's wait for the fight recap here. Still 15,000 gold for Motoca, and it just looks like slowly but surely, because of those Midas, even when SG takes even fights, they're just not there yet. The fight recap never showed, or am I like crazy? I think it never showed. Oh. Anyways. Do they have Serpent Wards? Yes, they do. And now, this is 43 seconds without a Grimstroke. Razor could buyback, but this is not good anyways. I'm gonna pop that out. There you go. The instant buyback. Not even sure if it was needed. But with the Frost Shield and those heroes already attacking. Well, looks like we're gonna be fine. The Razor now shows up here. Dissuades the throw for pushing much further. And that's about it. Nice caster. Thank you, Flexi2KK. I'm trying my best here. Still have a lot to improve on though. Our boy Mini has gold for the Shiva's Guard if he wants to, but then he doesn't have buyback, but he already committed, so it doesn't matter. Gonna get a Warrior's Punch onto the sexy fat brewmaster. So he's gonna perish here. They do have a lot of control over this area here, this ward, as well as the sentry, making sure that SG doesn't know that they are there. In terms of Roshan, we still need a decent amount of time for the respawn timer, about 40 seconds. And this game is, you know, dragging nicely here, 35 minutes. And once again, look who gets every single bounty in the game. So not only they have the Midases, they have the map control, they have all the bounties. How can you win as SG? Like, and I'm not flaming them at all. It really, to me, feels like a draft thing. You know, when I started seeing push after push after push, and SG opting for the lane matchups instead of the, you know, instead of actually having push or having greedy core matchups, it really puts them in this scenario where they're gonna have to just get amazing fights going. And they were fighting pretty well. You know, every single time it looks like if you check the kill score, I think it's almost impossible to get kill scores that are so close while being behind in net worth the entire game. Like, look at this. They were never ahead in golds, yet the kill score is, like, looks okay. So they are taking pretty good fights, but they just need amazing fights. And, you know, that's Dota. No, kills don't mean that much if you can get towers. Looks like that tower here pretty low. Can they get the deny? The last boop from the... Oh, man, they don't get the deny. Oh, and now the shrines are open. Next Roshan's gonna be even easier. They're gonna get double hammer on that OD. And this game just feels like it's slowly getting out of SG's hands. Look at that. The Roshan will respawn in 1 minute and 37 seconds. 4 step forward. It looks like they're gonna get the shackles onto the Brewmaster, but he quickly disengages. They're gonna cancel the shackles. Actually gets cancelled by the Phantom Embrace from the Grimstroke. But let's check everyone's items here. Let's see if SG has an item that could change the outcome of these fights a little bit more. The Side of Ice is pretty close for the Grimstroke, but then he doesn't have buyback. The Razor did get that Shiva's Guard and the instant smoke on the side of SG. Not really sure about this smoke since pretty much every lane is so pushed. Besides this one, Golden quickly pushed this one. But now, like, how you push mid without showing a hero? First, the Razor shows. I mean, 2 cores already showed, actually. I don't know about this. Looks like Ryer already has a Side of Ice. They're gonna get that Side of Ice. 1 boop, 2 boops. They do have that Frost Shield, but the Spear damage doesn't care about it. BKB popped on the Razor. The Hammer is not going to be committed. They're gonna get the Primal Split here. And the Soul Bind Lock. Some hero is here. The Astro trying to buy time. They're gonna lift the OD, and the Chain Frost bounces are pretty good. Now they're gonna pop the BKB onto arms, and he is unstoppable. Oh my lord, that Hammer deals so much damage. And the 2 cores on the side of SG are dead without a buyback. 100 seconds, and now the Side of Ice. This is the 3rd core. It looks like SG. They got outplayed. GG Outplay gets called. Mini calls it 37 minutes in, but a pretty dominant performance by Motoca. The lanes actually ended up going pretty well, but the lack of Midases, the lack of push, just put SG in this super passive position the entire game. They did get some good fights, but Dota is not about fighting, it's about taking the action, and looks like Motoca did it. Guys, I'm your D2bowie. If this is your first time watching me, I would like you to actually, you know, follow me on Twitter or sub for me on YouTube, because you're gonna know when I'm casting. We cast the entire closed qualifiers and the rest of the open qualifiers here for the South American region. Remember, this was only game 1, so SG, they do have another shot at actually winning this game and fighting the winner of the other game, which is G Pride versus someone else. I have to double check. Anyways, we're gonna go to a quick break and I'll be back. The stream might DC for about 10 seconds. Don't worry, I'll be casting. Do not leave the stream if you want to watch the next game. Thank you very much. I'll be right back. Bye.